It's exactly 8:20 and you are just in time for this segment of Entrepreneurship Tuesday. And today we are talking about job opportunities in the digital space. Now, Kenya leads when it comes to the aspect of digital infrastructure. And in this regard, there are a lot of opportunities that Kenyans need to know about and maybe capitalize on them and make a living out of them. To talk about this topic in studio, I'm joined by one Simon Murimi, who is skills development strategist in training, mentorship and career development. Karibu sana to the studio.
Thank you, Mike.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Yes.
Good to be here.
Karibu sana.
Good to share the topic and
yes.
speak to the agenda of the day.
Yes.
It's my pleasure.
Yes. Now, let's get right into it. And the first question is, when it comes to Ajira Digital, what are the strategies that you are using? Because one of the goals that you have is to reach over a million youths. What are the strategies that you are using to achieve this goal, and what has been the progress so far?
Thank you, Mike, for that question.
Yes.
And let me first of all introduce the program by saying that Ajira Digital program is a government program. Actually, it's a policy intervention to address the question of youth unemployment. Because as we know, in as much as we are skilling our youths in our education system, the rate at which we are releasing graduates at whatever level and whichever institution,
yes.
They are not being absorbed in the job market, in what we call the formal job market at the same rate. The same case when it comes to the entrepreneurial space.
Yes.
So the policy intervention that the government came up with is a program that is supposed to skill our youths to be able to take advantage of the other space, what we call the digital economy, the digital space. So this is a program that is driven by the Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy. And of course, the other partners that implement the program, such ourselves at Immobilis, we have KEPSA, we have the Mastercard Foundation. So the program is designed in a way that we do the training, we do mentorship, and we also create what we call linkages by showing our youth, our young people, where are these other opportunities. In terms of strategy, we create awareness by making sure that through the various avenues, the media platforms and the rest, we're able to create awareness about the existence of the program, the opportunities of the program, and what a young person can do to be able to take advantage of what is being offered by the program. Strategy number 2 is ensuring that whoever we train, they take a journey, a 1-month journey of training and mentorship. Once we train you in different modules that are available, then we take you through a mentorship program, and then we onboard you into a community. And the reason as to why we don't just train and mentor is because we want to build a strong community of online workers, a strong community of digital workers, remote workers, because one of the aims of the program is to promote Kenya as a destination for remote workers, such that globally we are able to position ourselves as a nation and as a generation that is able to offer services in the digital space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about opportunities in the digital space, mostly the youth of today are more, they are looking for opportunities online, something that they can do by themselves and earn a living. Now, talk about the specific areas or the areas that are in demand in terms of skill in the digital world.
Now, the digital world, Mike, is diverse because we are in a global community. We all say the world is digital. Yes. The world is one community, is one big village. So the diversity is as big as there are opportunities out there, as there are demand outside there. So we cannot pick and say that this is the only area where we have opportunities, or we have opportunities that we can exploit. Yes. Opportunities are there and opportunities will be created. However, of course, there are areas that currently have picked up. So what I would challenge our young people and every Kenyan is that let us explore every possible opportunity in the digital space. How? Do what we call the skilling, because we have opportunities in every dimension of life, whether it is in agriculture, whether it is in health, whether it is education, or in the ICT. Take the opportunity to learn, take the opportunity to skill, to upskill, to cross-skill, and equip yourself with what you need for your space. So accessing this opportunity requires you to keep yourself updated. How do you ensure that you are up to date with the skills that are demanded in the industry? So as at now, reports from different sectors like the FKE, other researchers, of course they are giving an indication there is a bias towards things like AI, things like IoT, things like machine learning, things like data science. These are areas because as a country and as a globe, as we upgrade to different kind of technologies, we have seen a strong bias towards those areas. I would encourage our youths to skill themselves in those areas, but not ignoring every other area, because this is a space that is growing. Where we are today is not where we shall be tomorrow. Where we have market today, tomorrow could be in another industry.
So the approach that any youth or any person who wants to get into the digital space should be holistic.
Should be holistic.
Yes.
Because we have seen in our engagement as a program, we have seen people from different industries, sciences, arts, social sciences, being able to scale up and taking advantage of the digital space.
Yes.
When we talk of digital space, we're talking of technology-delivered space. We have seen people in medicine being able to offer services, their health and their expertise, using digital platform. Nowadays, it is even able to do a diagnosis, to be able to offer a consultancy without necessarily being there physically. We have seen agriculture, people in the agriculture sector, being able to take advantage of technologies that support the agriculture sector and be able to build their market. We have seen people in business, in e-commerce, being able to become not only regional but also global businesses through the same platforms. So what I am saying and what I'm insisting on is every sector has an opportunity that we can build into the digital space. It is possible to offer any kind of service that you are a professional in or you are training in globally.
As a skills development expert, do you think, as at now, the country has enough digitally skilled people to drive the transformation that the government, which is keen on enhancing the digital space and ICT, do we have enough persons with digital skills to drive this transformation we are talking about?
So digital skills have levels, right from basic to advanced levels, depending on the areas you're focusing on. As a program, as you have indicated when we are starting, our target is to digitally enable 1 million young people in Kenya to be able to access opportunities in the digital space.
Yes.
For the last 3 years, we have been able to train 350,000.
Wow.
And 33 to 35% of whom I have been able to at least access an opportunity in the digital space and work.
Yes.
A survey that was conducted in 2022 by TIFA, commissioned by Ajira Digital, confirmed that 9 million of our Kenyans are aware of the digital space. They are aware of the digital opportunities, the online work and the rest. This is projected to grow to bigger percentage as we progress. Currently, as at now, our internal analytics indicate that at least we have been able to get awareness to 14 million Kenyans of this program. If out of the 14 million Kenyans we have created awareness to, we have trained around 350,000, then it means there is a big gap between awareness and training. To come to your question of whether we have enough skills, we do not have enough skills, and we can never have enough skills because this is a space that is growing. What is important is continuous learning, continuous upskilling. And then we look at what is kind of skills and what level of skills are needed in the market. Is it basic? Is it intermediary? Is it advanced? So this is something that you need to build into. This is something we need to look at how we build in the numbers and at least ensure every Kenyan and every young person is able to upskill in that line. And just to finalize on that and say, we appreciate what the government is doing. We have a program of training 20 million Kenyans that is being implemented by the same ministry. So ensure at least every Kenyan, at least 20 million Kenyans are digitally enabled. They are skilled with a minimum level of digital skills. However, that level may not be what we need to be competent in the digital space. We need to keep continuously upskilling.
You're talking about upskilling. I'd love to hear more on this aspect and talk about upskilling, reskilling, and cross-skilling in the aspect of enhancing oneself to become very viable in the digital space.
Good question, Mike. We start with skilling. Skilling is getting the basic skill, getting to what you need to at least enter into a space. So if you are in medicine, if you're in agriculture, if in your IT, you get a skill that is relevant and that will position you into a space. Upskilling is being able now to move to the next level. If at this time I was at the basic level, how do I move to the intermediate and the advanced level? Upskill, but in the same line. Then cross-skilling is where you need skills from different ends to make you an all-round person. So you are able to fit within the society because you're not just a one-line person. You're able to fit in this industry, in this other industry, because where skills are related, you have cross-skilled yourself. And the good thing is there are opportunities for skilling, there are opportunities for upskilling, there are opportunities for cross-skilling, both physical and the digital platforms.
Now, even as we talk about opportunities in the digital space, we cannot ignore the fact that not every part of the country has access to internet. Now, as Ajira Digital is looking to reach this 1 million youths, how are you going about this aspect where there is the access of internet is limited?
Good question. And allow me to first of all say there is a program. One of the things that we have done through our many partners is to ensure at least we have a position and we have a location, whether physical or virtual, in every part of the country. How? Currently, we have over 300 digital hubs. And under the Ajira program, we are currently operationalizing 101 youth empowerment centers, what we call the Ajira Youth Empowerment Centers, spread across the country. Most of them are in collaboration with the NGSDF. So in these centers, we have every facility and every infrastructure that will enable a young person to walk in at whatever level of skilling they are, train, be mentored, and be able to access work opportunities. Good to note that under the Kenya Digital Master Plan 2022-2032, one of the things that the government is looking into is to improve for the infrastructure. Lately, we have been guided by the current administration of the 100 kilometers optic fiber. So that is supposed to increase accessibility. Two, we have, of course, service providers like Safaricom and the rest that are offering internet services to ensure people have access. The question is, this accessibility, where is it? And two, how affordable is it? Because accessibility is not just access, being able to access. How about making it affordable? So apart from the 100,000, we have the currently deployed labs in TVETs under the GTME program, one of our sister programs, where they have been able to deploy 99 labs, digital labs within TVETs. That provides additional access points. We also have the plan by the Ministry of ICT to deploy 25,000 hotspots in public sectors, public Wi-Fi, like markets and the rest. These are also access points. So in a nutshell, this is supposed to increase accessibility. The challenge here is, are we having the affordability for the same? And are we having devices that will enable this person, wherever they are, to access, whether in an urban center, in a rural center, or even in the remote center? So I believe this is a journey, and I can confirm it's a program. We are working together with other partners to deliver this.
In as much, earlier you talked about Kenya becoming an attractive destination for online workers. How has this worked out so far in your own assessment and in terms of opportunities and support?
In terms of opportunities, Mike, we are creating opportunities every day. Let me give a perspective to this and say that a report by World Bank 2023 on gig work indicated that we have more than 545 online work platforms. Globally, we have over 405 million gig workers.
Wow.
And the digital economy is currently contributing to around 15% of the global GDP. In Kenya, we are estimated to be operating at 7% of the GDP. We have over 435 million gig workers.
Wow.
And the digital economy is currently contributing to around 15% of the global GDP. In Kenya, we are estimated to be operating at 7% of the GDP, that is the digital economy. Projections are, and confirmed by research like UNICTAD report, is that by 2025, we may have at least 9.24% of the digital economy contribute to the GDP. So the question is, if we have this kind of growth, do we have the opportunities? And how do we build up to ensure that we achieve these percentages? So as a program, as a digital program, one way we are doing is to train. We have over 27 modules running from basic to advanced level. You don't have to do all the 27 modules. You can do 1, you can do 5, you can do 10, you can do the 27. And each of these modules is addressing a certain gap in the market, so that at least by the time you have done the training, you're able to take advantage of the opportunity. And number 2, after training, we onboard you to a mentorship program. We then place you into a community of online workers. These online workers are supposed to be a team for peer learning, a team for sharing of opportunities. So the growth of the digital economy should equally mean growth of opportunities. For us as a program, out of the 30% that we have seen have been able to access jobs from $1 all the way to thousands of dollars within a short period of time. Yes, we can say that there are opportunities, but the opportunities continue to grow. So what is the call here is, we as individuals, let us scale up, and we as the stakeholders, the government and the private partners, let us create these opportunities by opening the space.
When we talk about opportunities and in the digital space, one thing that comes to mind of any person who has heard about online work is about online writing and maybe video captioning. What other areas can the Kenyan youth capitalize on besides the normal online writing, because that is very common? What other areas can the Kenyan youth capitalize on and make a living out of it, especially a person who has gone through the Ajira digital program?
Good question, Mike. There are, as I have indicated, we train on 27 modules. And in each of these 27 modules, there are opportunities out there, both through what we call the platform economy and what we call the digitally enabled opportunities. So these 27 modules, you have talked of writing. For our program, one thing I need to mention is that we do not encourage what we call academic writing, because that is unethical. But there's what we call the content writing, where you are able to develop content that is very relevant or that is in need out in there and market it. There is digital marketing, where you're able to position a product, a service out there through various digital platforms. Allow me to mention that the opportunities like created by modules which you train, like transcription. Currently, we have seen the judiciary of Kenya being able to absorb some of our alumni to do transcription for their services, to do data entry for their services. Actually, we have, as at now, over 2,000 of our alumni have been engaged by the current judiciary in different stations to do this service. So transcription is an opportunity. We have graphic design. Every sector requires a good presentation, whether in marketing, whatever. Graphic design does that. We train on that. We have artificial intelligence. This is a sector that has so many tools, being able to do so many things.
Actually, I was coming to that in the artificial intelligence. Maybe you can elaborate more on what it entails and how anyone who wishes to go that route can expect.
Now, a lot has been said about artificial intelligence, short name AI, and the rest. In a nutshell, this is the ability of a machine, ability of a system to do what a human being could do. Although it cannot be a human being, but it is able to achieve the same kind of a result that a normal human being would have achieved. Questions of whether AI will get us, some of us out of jobs, and the rest is still there.
Yes.
However, the good thing is, even if there is such a challenge, as long as one keeps on upskilling themselves, using the right tools that are in the line of the industry, then there is no reason to feel threatened.
Yes.
So basically, AI is a new technology. It's got to be there, and we need to appreciate it. The challenge here is myself, yourself, and every other Kenyan, and every other person who won't take advantage of digital space. It is important, and it's a high time we skilled ourselves on AI tools that are relevant to our industry.
Yes. Talk about the major challenges that people in the digital, looking for digital work face as at now, and how you as a program also are navigating around the challenges that you face.
Challenges will there be in life, but there is always a way of surmounting them.
Yes.
As a program, in the last 3 years of our training and mentorship and linkages, we have come across different kind of challenges, but I can sum a few and say one of the biggest challenges we have just mentioned a few minutes ago is on internet accessibility. And as I've indicated, we are aware and we really appreciate the effort done by the government and the private sectors to be able to increase accessibility. So we have had a challenge of accessibility, especially in the rural areas and also in some remote areas. Two is devices. Because for you to be able to take advantage and optimize the digital space, you need at least a device that is internet enabled. A mobile phone, a laptop, and the rest. For you to do this, then it means you must be able to either afford a device or access a device. Good to know that in our centers we have access to the devices, and also as maybe we intervene as a program and as a stakeholders by ensuring that we supply these devices to our young people and to the Kenyans in general, then that will be addressed. Yes. The question here is, how do we reach out to those who are in the remote areas? Do we have programs and do we have interventions to ensure that at least we are able to deliver these devices to them? Number three is the skills to be able to utilize the available opportunities. So there is accessibility of internet, there is a devices, then there's a skill. And going to note that even as we look at it as a challenge, it's also an opportunity. For us as a program, Ajira Digital, we do skill and we are continually skilling. I've indicated we have trained over 350. And to do that, we have trainers across the country. We have center managers across our centers who are able to do this scaling, because to access opportunities, definitely you need a scaling. And fourth, number 4, in terms of challenge, is where is this work? Because true, I may have been skilled. Where are these opportunities? And that's why for us, we undertake what we call a mentorship program to show you the various platforms that we are sure you are safe in. And after showing the platform, get to induct you on how you can take advantage of the opportunities. Our government and ourselves will continue to explore opportunities internally and outside there, because one of the objectives of the program is to catalyze an ecosystem both in the public and the private sectors where digital jobs are being created. And finally, as a challenge is, once we get there, then how do we keep upskilling? Because this is a space that is keep on changing. The skills that are there today might be relevant tomorrow. So it means there's need for lifelong learning. This lifelong learning requires opportunities for the same. Yes. So it's upon individuals and even us as a program to make sure this is possible.
How does the demand for digital skill, according to you, vary from one industry to the next, and are there sectors that are experience rapid growth in this area?
Sure. Research has indicated that in the last few years, actually from 2016 to 2013, the demand for digital skills have grown by 41%. But the question is, in which sector? The same case happens that we're asking ourselves, if in sector A, this skill is needed, will it be the same in a few years from now? To answer the question, Mike, we have seen a growth of demand in the ICT sector. And as you are aware, Nowadays and globally, everything is becoming digital.
Yes.
So it means digital skills and demand for skills in the ICT sector will continue to grow. Another area is on education, especially after the advent of COVID. People need to skill up, but for them to skill up, it means they need to be somewhere. They need to have an opportunity to learn.
Yes.
So education is a sector, agriculture is another sector, and of course the manufacturing, where we are growing towards robotics and the rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Ajira Digital collaborates with various entities. How has this collaboration panned out, and what has been achieved so far?
So Ajira Digital program, as I indicated, is a government program driven by Ministry of Information Communication and the Digital Economy.
Yes.
Partners that came together and that were onboarded by through the ministry to deliver this program include number one, the MasterCard Foundation. This is the funder. We have KEPSA. KEPSA comes in from on the demand side. KEPSA by KEPSA I mean Kenya Private Sector Alliance. And number three, we have Immobilis, Technology Training Institute. This is the training institution. So we have the training, the supply side by Immobilis, then we have the demand side by KEPSA, and then we have the funding by the MasterCard, and now the owner of the program, that is the ministry. We have worked together as partners, and that's how we have been able to deliver over 350 trainings, over 101 centers, having over 57 trainers under the Ajira Digital program. Another program that we still train under the program is the AWS, having 14 trainers. We have over 90 center managers. So for us to have been able to deliver awareness of 14 million, training over 300,000, over 120 having been able to access online work, it means this collaboration is working and it's going to grow.
Yes, absolutely. When we come back, we'll be talking about the role of apprenticeship, internship, and mentorship in this whole idea of opportunities in the digital space. We take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Entrepreneurship Tuesday, and if you're just joining us, we are talking about job opportunities in the digital space, and in studio I am joined by Simon Murimi. Now, before we went on a break, I wanted you to talk about the role of mentorship, apprenticeship, and internships in the aspect of digital work and the digital space.
Thank you, Mike, and good question on mentorship, apprenticeship, and internship.
Yes.
Once you get trained, once you acquire a certain level of skill, there is need to get an opportunity to apply this skill before you are released outside there into the market, before you go to take the challenge out there. And that's where these three elements come in. Mentorship is where you are taken through, as part of the training, you are taken through a practical engagement. Could be just within the class setup, or could be outside there. You are taken through an engagement on, this is what you learned, this is how you use it, and this is what to avoid, this is what to do. Like under the Ajira Digital program, what we do after you undertake a setup, or could be outside there. You are taken through an engagement on, this is what you learned, this is how you use it, and this is what to avoid, this is what to do. Like under the Ajira Digital program, what we do after you undertake a training, we take you through a 4 weeks mentorship. Not every day, possibly 6 hours per week, depending on the module you have taken, or the level of that module, whether it's advanced or basic. So we take you through a mentorship. In the mentorship, there is a mentor. There's somebody who is an expert in that line, line of skill. So they're able to show you opportunities, they're able to show you the challenges, they're able to show you how to be safe, especially in the digital space. When it comes to apprenticeship, this is where you are placed within a working setup, a working arrangement. So that which you have learned, you go to apply it in the field. You go to apply it in a real work environment. So for us, we have an apprenticeship where we place our alumni, depending on what we are targeting, into organizations that relate to what we do. Like now we have 2 apprenticeship arrangements. One is what we call the Ajira for She. One of the objectives of the program is to achieve 70% of our participants being women. So what we do after training, we look for organizations and programs that support women agenda, especially touching on digital work. So we place a few of our alumni into this organization for a period of 3 months. In that placement, they are able to apply the learnings. Yes. And apart from applying, they're able to access jobs and at least make something. And internship, the same case applies. You are placed in a work environment, but for learning purposes. And you're able to become an all-round person. You are able to transit from a trainee into a digital work. Yeah.
Now, even as we talk about these opportunities, the aspect of financial literacy, because we are looking to train youth on some money-generating activities online, but still the aspect of financial literacy becomes very important. Are there chances that you have with your trainees where you talk about financial literacy?
Good and very important question. Money is good.
Very.
But if you don't take care of money, money can waste you. If you don't invest the resource, the resource can get depleted. So as we train our youths on how to access job opportunities in the digital space, and as we engage them on how they can make a decent income from the space, we have a module that we call financial literacy. We train them on how do you make good use of what you have earned. It's one of what we call the cross-cutting modules. Everybody who takes our modules has an opportunity of learning about financial literacy. Reason being, we understand and we know the temptation of money. How do you make use of this small or big income that you have made to be a blessing to yourself, to be a blessing to the nation, to be a blessing to your community? Is through such a training. So we ensure we train on financial literacy.
Now, talk about how remote work has or the globalization of the workforce has influenced the availability and accessibility of digital work and digital job opportunities.
Digital space keeps on evolving, and let me first of all say that there is a change in what we call the work-life ecosystem. The landscape has changed in terms of the kind of work that are available, in terms of the kind of workers, and even in terms of the workspace. There is a lot of change because of the adoption of technologies and the like. So the evolution has seen a change of work from the office setup to people working remotely. And being able to work remotely, of course, has its advantage and its disadvantages. Advantages like you're able to work conveniently, you're able to work from your space, there is, you avoid things like traffic jams and the rest. The disadvantage, this thing of working alone, can be a cause of stress and the rest. But when it comes to the growth, we have seen growth and evolution of digital work, and as I said, there is demand. There is demand for digital skills and remote working in Kenya and globally. We have seen demand for digital work, and as I said, at 41% here in Kenya. And we are looking forward to seeing this continue growing, because as the world becomes one community through different digital platforms, then it means opportunities are out there. And currently, if we have 435 million gig workers, which is around 12% of the global labor market, then it means from 12% to 50% or to whatever 100%, and as we continue adopting technologies, then we expect to see the growth of remote work.
So, in other words, you're saying there is hope.
There is hope, and there is a lot of hope. There is a study that was done about the future of work, and one of the findings was that by 2030, the digital economy globally will contribute 30% of the GDP and create 30 million new jobs. So today we are at 2023. So in the next 6 or 7 years, there are 30 million new jobs that will be created. Who will take up these jobs? it is this young person who will be able to skill and upskill and cross-skill early enough, and as the space continues to grow, take advantage. Yes, there is hope.
So let's talk about how the youth of today can make sure that they access, especially the Ajira digital platform. How has social media helped you reach out to more youth in this regard?
Sure. This is a space that is growing, and a space that we should be able to take advantage of. As a program, we take advantage of the platforms, Facebooks, TikToks, and the rest. So we use them to create awareness. Our PR and comms department uses all these media platforms, the social media platforms, mainstream media, to reach out to our young people and create awareness of the existence of the program and the opportunities in the program.
Yes. You know, the digital space is ever evolving. Talk about how you keep up with this evolution in terms of updating the skills that you give to the youth.
Good question, and a challenge at the same time. We currently have a curriculum, and this curriculum was revealed just a year ago after we saw the changes in the digital space. Previously we had 5 modules. After training for around 2 years, then we saw the changes and the demands and the rest. We had to review the curriculum to what we have 27 modules. And I'm sure in the next 2 years or so, there's still going to be a change that we need to review the same curriculum. That's why, for us, we do 2 things. One is to allow our curriculum to be flexible, to allow our curriculum to be dynamic. Whatever comes in, we're able to look into it, see through it, see if it fits. We allow our team to take our trainees through it. 2, we keep upskilling our trainers and our center managers. We have what we call the trainers and the center managers trainers development plan. So we do what we call master classes. We bring on board experts from different sectors, from different lines in the industry, in the space, who take our team through an upskilling program. So this is an ongoing journey. So we upskill our trainers, we upskill, we look into our curriculum, and also our trainees. Anything that we find to be new, we're able to share with them, because within the community as we form after training and mentorship, we keep updating them on what is happening in the space.
Yes. Of course, the growth of the digital economy is not a smooth sail. There are challenges along the way. How can these challenges be navigated, especially in the aspect of providing competitive digital space opportunities?
One of the things that, Mike, we have as a country is that we are gradually adopting the digital economy. And good to note, the current government has at least a department on digital economy under the Ministry of ICT. That in itself shows that we have appreciated that this is a sector that we can take advantage of. So the challenges are that we have nations and we have countries that have gone ahead of us that are able to take advantage more than us. 80% of outsourcing in US, no, let me put it differently, that in US, 80% of companies outsource services. But the question is, how many outsource from Africa or even from Kenya? Here in our own country, how many of our public and private sector companies do outsourcing jobs? So the challenge here is, have we appreciated this space enough to take it head on, do the necessary? 1, have the necessary infrastructure, modernize our infrastructure. 2, do the training. 3, have the necessary policy and environment. So the challenges from my position is we need to address the 3. Modernize our infrastructure, do the necessary skilling, and have the necessary policy environment that will promote and position us as a nation and us as a young people of this nation as a destination that we can provide remote services professionally and with expertise.
Advise someone who wants to get into digital space and they do not even have a tech background, but they want to venture into the digital space as we wind up.
Good question, Mike. And to our viewers and to everybody outside there, digital space is open for everybody. And allow me to start with the Ajira program, where I support as the head of training. Just visit our website, www.ajiradigital.go.ke. access there, you'll be able to find opportunities of training, opportunities of mentorship, and work opportunities that are posted there. Out there are many other programs that are offering trainings, that are offering mentorship on the digital space. So it is upon an individual to not only learn, but also challenge themselves to know the world is heading digital. I need to position myself properly. So visit our site, visit our centers, visit the institution where we are offering, because we train both physical and virtual. Get a scaling, get a mentorship, get the linkages. Also look for other platforms and programs that are offering training on digital skills development, and take advantage of the space.
Simon Murimi there, talking to us about job opportunities in the digital space. Asante sana for gracing our show.
Thank you.
This is where we wrap up Entrepreneurship Tuesday. I have been your host, Mike. May we enjoy the rest of your viewing. Good morning.